What up, my guys? Welcome to another show, man. NBA Talk with Jay Money. My guy Shark in sports as well. Skee Profit, man, powered by WagerTalk. Y'all know what's going down. It's Wednesday. We're trying to get some cash. A full car, full slate here, Shark. What's up with you, my brother? Everything cool with you?
Absolutely. Back here another Wednesday, January 5th, 2022. I always say to myself, 2022, a year to dominate. Skee's back. What's going on today, brother?
I'm happy to be back with you guys, and I love the intro, man. Every time I just act like I sit here and act like a viewer when I'm just watching y'all do it. Y'all be having a good time, and I'll be laughing and enjoying it.
Hey, the people love it too, man. The people love it too. It's always nice to come in here with some energy, with some vibes, with some passion, my guys. Let's get straight into it. It's a huge NBA slate today, guys, right? So let's get right into it here, Shark. We got the Hornets up against the Pistons, guys. The Pistons just come off a 17-point underdog win over the Bucks. 2 straight wins now for the Pistons. Now, you could argue that was like a Super Bowl type of win now, Shark. Now you got them heading over to Charlotte here off of a couple of losses. Do these guys play enough defense here to smack these guys up in this one, Shark?
Yes, I think they do. And the first official play of a suddenly not so casual winning Wednesday. We go to the home locker room here in Charlotte, and we find a great situational spot. We've been saying this all year. When Detroit wins a game, fade them. They've won 2 games in a row. I don't know if that's going to happen ever again in this 82-game window. Not only that, they come off a huge divisional win against Milwaukee, a team they hadn't beaten in years. This is the ultimate letdown spot. Look at the other side of the aisle here. Charlotte comes in here off an L2. If I take you back to last year, it's very important. The line functionality here is incredibly sharp stuff. 3-11-21. First game after the All-Star break, Charlotte hosted Detroit. They were flat. They did not cover a -4, 105-102. Then a second home game. It came in at -8. So -4, don't cover, come in at -8. Key point there. Prior 2 games, home loss to Milwaukee, road loss to Boston. Where's Charlotte now? Home loss to Phoenix, road loss to Washington. Almost the exact same environment on the schedule. Line came up to 8, now it's 9.5. Went back on the road, 4 short, back up to 9.5. All boxes checked. Top play of the day. 2-unit play, first of the season for the Shark. Charlotte -9.5. Skee Profit, continue on this, please.
Yeah, I hear you. I want to back Charlotte. I really do. You talk about Detroit off 2 wins, Charlotte off 2 losses, and now they're here double-digit favorites. So that's kind of telling, maybe a little bit what the books expect to happen. But, a lot of what I've been doing this year is rest advantage, and they both have 1 day off, but Charlotte 3rd game in 4 nights. That's something I usually try to stay away from. I look at the last 5 game stats. They're the worst rebounding team in the league, and they're about close to even defensive rating. So I don't want to lay double digits with that kind of team, but I don't want to do it in this spot. I'll go to the over. You look at both teams, top 5 in pace over the last 5 games, and Charlotte has been going under, I think, 4 of their last 5 games, but their games are averaging like 229 points in that span. The total tonight is 228. I think it's an up-tempo game, and they get up and over.
Could never talk you out of an over with the Charlotte Hornets, my guys. That's my only problem with this game. Will they play enough defense? Obviously, they have the superior offense in this game. And the thing with the Hornets, they're always me personally, I said I'm going to stay off some of these teams' games. Like either way, they seem to bite me in the ass. But the Hornets, they can run any team off the floor. They could also lose outright any day just because of the defense. But obviously, their offense is absolutely elite. I do see this one cashing for my guy Shark here. Like the Hornets here, Smack City spot for the Hornets. We may not see the Pistons put up much of a fight in this one. Obviously, if they get down, they'll likely mail this game in, my guys. Like the look there from my guy Shark. Let's go to the next game here. We're going to the streets of Orlando. We got to go to the streets of somewhere. You dig what I'm saying? Going to the streets of Orlando here. We got the 76ers here. A lot of people may not be looking. These guys don't have either one of their point guards, Maxey, Milton, or Thibault out there. So it's going to be tough for the Sixers here on the road. They are balling out of control right now. Here, Shark, do you trust them laying 9 on the road versus this Magic team?
Not necessarily, but I'm zoned in on the first half here. Official play -5.5. This is very situational to Orlando coming home off road trips. Last 3 times they did this, an absolute blowout first quarter, first half against Milwaukee. Prior to that, a non-cover against Atlanta. Prior to that, a Shark special Denver first quarter, first half, going back about a month and a half. The only time they've come out well off road trips were against Charlotte. Charlotte was obviously noteworthy in the early season for being awful in the first quarter on the road. Of course, they have flipped that. I see you guys in the chat saying take the first quarter now. That's the beauty of NBA basketball. It's 82 games. Things can change. Trends do change. But in that period of time, Charlotte did not come out well. That was on Charlotte, not on Orlando. You look at Philadelphia coming in here last year in Orlando against a totally different group. But again, key travel point, because traveling to Florida is a unique environment, an absolute blowout against Orlando on the road. I think this checks all the boxes. Official play -5.5, 1 unit first half.
What you think about this one, Skee?
Yeah, it's not a game that I love right here. But I think I agree with the market as far as pushing it up to the over. I just think the total was a little bit too low. Yes, Philly's not playing at an extremely fast pace. But just looking at specifically what they did the last 2 weeks, both teams, I look at Philly. I look at Orlando at home, 3-0 to the over. Games averaging about 235 points for the Sixers, 2-1 to the over. Games averaging about 216. So I just think it's a little bit too low here, and I'll lean with the over.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that, my guy. No look on the toe for me here. It sounds kind of crazy, but I think it's like the Magic are a terrible team, guys. There's not a good team, but I can't tell you this team plays hard for their coach. I'll say it and say it again. They are a 9-point home dog. I know that Wendell Carter Jr. is questionable on this one. I know that Mo Wagner is out, but he's not the Wagner that matters. It's Franz Wagner. Guys, he scored at least 20 points in 5 straight games over there, balling out of control. They got Mo Bamba to bang with Embiid down there. Like I say, not a single point guard. I mean, they got a point guard, but they were without Milton, they were without Maxey, their 2 guards, and they were without their defensive stopper, Thibault. I could see the Magic competing in this game, guys. The Magic plus the 9 at the house, home dog, is the only way that I would look in this one. It's a heavy lean to the Magic for me in this one, my guys. Let's go to the streets of Washington, D.C. here. We have the Wizards low-key getting hot. We got the Rockets low-key easy bet against teams. So we know that Kevin Porter Jr. and Wood are coming back in this one. He says he's coming for the win, man. But good God, I can't trust this Rockets team right now. Wizards are absolutely balling. They don't have a point guard right now either, but Beal is really doing a nice job. Beal and Kuzma are balling out right now, Shark. You like anything in this one, my guy?
No, nothing official here. This is a tough spot. Of course, Houston does come here on L8. We've been talking about this all year. This team will cluster. They were absolutely horrendous. They lost, 16, 18 in a row. Then they won about 5 or 6 in a row out of nowhere. Now they've lost 8 in a row again. It's a symptomatic point to young teams. When they see themselves winning, they start to believe and they get on a run. The minute they start to lose, they lose their confidence and they really crater down. Of course, you said Christian Wood and Kevin Porter Jr. suspended in the previous game for throwing a tantrum on the sideline. They will come back. Naturally, you would think they would come back with something to prove. They do get a revenge game here. The line is all over Washington. However, early season last year with different roster groups for Houston, obviously. Houston did lay 3 points at home and blow them out. The revenge game, it came up 5 gap, not 3. Washington did hammer them. Now it comes up from 2 to 7.5. Line is strong for Washington. Jay suggested they're catching wind. I don't love fading in LA. I don't love fading a potentially pissed off roster. I think this potentially could be a letdown spot for Washington off what was a very impressive divisional win against Charlotte. Nothing here. And Skee, any comments on this one?
I would be going with the Washington side here. I want no parts of what Houston is offering. What if they lost, I think, 8 games in a row here? They're losing a lot of the games by double digits. So I don't think it's too far off to ask Washington to win by 7 or 8. You know what I'm saying? Washington 6-3 is a home favorite. They've covered 5 of their last 6 games. They're 11-5, I think, against the spread at the house. Why would you expect Houston to turn it around when they're losing by double digits damn near every game? So I'll lean that way. And if I got to bet the total is up and over. I mean, both teams combined 11-2 to the over the last 2 weeks. Houston 3rd in pace over the last 5 games. Both bottom 5 defensive rated teams. I think, the total is moving up, and it's for good reason. I think Houston total should be more priced in the 230 range.
That's a good point. My guy Jay Bryan in the chat says, I'll bet on the college team before the Rockets, Pistons, and Thunder compete harder, my guy. So it sounds crazy, but the only way I could look in this one is Rockets. Obviously, I always say that there are some teams that you just don't want to bet, but there's always going to be money to be made. You can't have a favorite team. You can't have a team that you just want to fade every single game. It's an 82-game season. There will be spots to back even the worst teams in this one, guys. So I lean the Rockets. I probably won't end up betting this one, but I'm not laying 7.5 with this. I know the Wizards been balling here, but I could definitely see them coming in and win this game by 3 or 4 points or possibly losing outright. Don't be surprised the Rockets bring something here after that fiasco fiasco or whatever, but they would need Kevin Porter Jr. to come in here and play serious. I'm not sure the Rockets like playing with him, man. I'm definitely watching this game closely. Let's go over here to the streets of Boston here, guys. We got the Spurs versus Celtics. Talk about a team going on a cliff dive. It's the Spurs. They do get their best player in DeJounte Murray back today. Nothing really for me on this game, so I won't be long-winded. Shark, what you like in this one?
Yeah, not a whole lot for me either. I wanted to take Boston. I was looking at the environment. Of course, Boston laid an absolute egg, 96-88 in San Antonio, going back about a month. We talk about this all the time. Boston's highly unpredictable. The line does not matter with Boston. In this homestand alone, when they came back in a revenge game against the Clippers, they had a strong figure. They completely tanked the game. They had one of the worst three-point shooting percentages in the last 5 years in the league. Then they came back against Phoenix in a matinee and absolutely hammered Phoenix in a trifecta spot on what was a strong line for Phoenix. Now you get this funky Spurs spot. Spurs just got hammered last night in Toronto, the J Money special. They come off of that, but last time they came off of a front-end back-to-back blowout, they went to the Clippers and turned up on the backside of the back-to-back, which we had correctly that particular evening. So I could see that tonight. I could see them off the complete tank job, which, of course, they did coast the second half. They were getting hammered. I think they could come in here and compete. Boston's inconsistent. The line does not matter, and if the line did matter, it was 4.5 down there in San Antonio. This comes in at 8. That's only 3.5. It's very well averaged. I think this game could go either way. It's a no play. Skee?
The Spurs played last night. One of the toughest spots to play in is road back-to-backs. And I know earlier when I was looking at it, I didn't see Murray's in, but he's for sure ruled in. He was out when I was looking earlier.
Well, they said he was out of protocols. Possibly could have came back yesterday. From what I'm reading, he's a go tonight. So nothing written in stone. Obviously, I think Jason Tatum's back for the Celtics, but I'm like 90% sure that DeJounte Murray is back today.
All right. Well, that's obviously going to help the Spurs, but I like the rest advantage for the Celtics. First of all, they're off 2 days rest. They're at the house. They won a couple games in a row, and the Spurs team, they're trending in the opposite direction. What if they lost 4 games in a row? So I would take the more rested home team to get it done by margin. I don't think the spread is going to matter in this one. Like Shark said, they've just been better all around. Offensive rating, defensive rating, rebound percentage the last 5 games. So I think I like the Celtics in this one.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. I'll be honest, the Spurs aren't playing good basketball right now. They need Murray back. Be interesting to see how he looks coming off the protocols, not been practicing, all those good stuff. That's why they wait on the players to get reconditioned before they just throw them back out there. Definitely don't want any injury. The Spurs are just not playing good basketball right now, but it's a tough game for them, to be honest with you. Staying far away from that one. Let's go over here to the streets of Indiana, man. Oh, boy, just the betting against the Pacers, the gift that keeps giving here. This line was at 6.5 this morning. It's up to 8.5 now. Obviously, we got the news that Kyrie is coming back today. Can't wait to watch this game. And I'm just thinking, like, the Nets, they're terrible at the house as far as covering the spreads. On the road, it's actually a totally different story. How crazy is that? Oh, I don't want to play in front of my own fans. We want to go to other arenas and smack you boys up. They're 10-6 against the spread on the road. Nets, the only way I could look in this one, Shark. What you like in this one?
Yeah, and I don't understand that home fade environment either. I mean, I used to live in New York City. I was born there, actually. I love the city. I do think one thing about it, people always talk about Knicks or Nets town. It is unequivocally a Knicks town. The Nets are from East Rutherford, New Jersey. They moved to Brooklyn. They don't really have a core fan base in New York City because anybody that was a fan of basketball in New York was already a Knicks fan. So I do think to a certain degree there's a fair weather home environment there. It's a really long conversation. And of course, that's going to explode the chat with New York people because I know it's a huge debate in New York City, whether it's a Knicks or a Nets town. For me, it is a Knicks town. But that being said, you talk about growing pains, DeJounte Murray coming back tonight. Talk about the ultimate growing pains, Kyrie Irving coming back, first game all season. We really don't know how he's going to integrate into this lineup. Not only that, last year, Kyrie, Harden, and Durant did not play a ton of games together. We're very data deficient with this group. The number is on Brooklyn. Brooklyn did lay 8.5 at home and not cover against Indy. You get that funky environment I talk about all the time. When one team has a revenge game, Indiana, the other team has an ATS revenge game, Brooklyn. Indiana is significantly better at the house, cannot win a game on the road. I cannot take a side here. I think that obviously Kyrie coming in here is going to throw a huge ambiguous environment, and the line is very sharp here. Skee?
All right, so I disagree. I agree with what you said, Jay. Like, there's bad teams, sometimes they'll have a spot. But one thing I'm going to say, I will absolutely never, I'm not betting the Pacers again. I'm done. I finished betting the Pacers like 3 weeks ago, a month. They're on my list. never again. So
I can understand that.
Yeah. They just until they get some new players or change the coach, bro, I don't even want to think about it. So for the Nets, KD was kind of getting on them boys before the last game. Didn't really matter. They played terrible there. I think this is the game, Kyrie come back. They got to get back on track. And Pacers have been terrible. What better team to get back on track versus? So I have a couple of systems here that I'm looking at, or not systems, just situations. Road favorites with more rest in their opponent. Those have been profitable going all the way back to 1995. They're off 3 losses. They're not going to go they're going to bring it tonight. You know what I'm saying? 3 losses and a road favorite. They win about 56.7% of the time against the spread. I like the Nets here. There's no how can you bet the Pacers in this game?
I mean, they're getting 8 points at the house now. They can get some players back. I'll be honest. Me personally, I put the Nets on a little money line parlay. That's just me personally. I'll share it with you guys. I got it at minus 108. Hornets, Nets, and Timberwolves money line parlay, man. But I'll be honest, you may get a better line with this one. Duarte game time decision. Brogdon game time decision. We know Craig he played last night, but they could get back Brogdon and Duarte, and they need those guys. Now the Pacers will likely not win this game. I'll never come on the show and just trash a team because that's when the motherfuckers show up. But the Pacers right now don't have their guards right now, and that's what's hurting. And if Brogdon does come back, we don't know necessarily how they'll look. Miles Turner, you're too damn big to be that trash rebounding, to be that inconsistent. Nobody wants to even trade for him right now, man. Turner should have been on the Celtics a while ago, man. They tougher this guy up. He needs to go. He got to go somewhere else, man. It's not working over there. Unfortunately, I say hurt his trade value, but Pacers are in a real funk right now. They really like the 4th worst team in the league, guys. So they are catching 8 at the house. With Skee there said, hold some merit. Nets off 3 straight losses. They play better at the house. When you're off 3 straight losses, you're giving one of your better players back. I don't think it'll mess up the vibe. Yeah, what are we going to do? Look even worse? No, I don't think so. Harden, KD, and Kyrie on the same floor. The only way I could look in this one is the Nets. I put them on the money line parlay, not trusting them with the spread. Let's go over here to the fish special of the day, my guys. We're going to the streets of Dallas, D-Town. You dig what I'm saying? I got the jacket on, man. Dirk's retirement game. Nothing is that simple, guys. But we got the Warriors here, heading out on the road. The Warriors are the best team in the league, guys. Let's call it here. They will have some letdown spots, if you ask me. They will have the Mavs will play this team tight as well, guys. Don't look at it now, but the last few times the Mavs played them, they know how to play the Warriors here, man. I like the Mavs in this game. It's going to be a personal bet for me. You guys can take it if you like, nothing official. But I'm taking the Mavs here plus the 6. I think they're going to beat the Warriors tonight, Shark.
Yeah, this is an interesting game to cap because if you go back to last year, we're looking at the lines. Dallas laid points at home twice and didn't cover either one. Golden State went in there. Of course, that was a totally different Golden State team and just absolutely hammered them by 30 points in the first game of the 3. Then Dallas did revenge them, but not cover a 4.5. They won by 2 points. It was a late melt. We actually had Dallas that day, and they melted for us. We had a trifecta. But then you come back to the last matchup, 133-103 Dallas. An absolute obliteration of the Warriors in Golden State, where Golden State was favored. So the line does not matter at all. As Jay said, this is a championship-style game. This is a marquee game. This is pretty much the biggest game on their calendar, obviously with Dirk Nowitzki getting retired as well. I guess that's why they're starting at 6:30 p.m. Central. I was looking at that time. I thought that was a little funky. But no play for me here because the line does not matter. I think 5.5 could be sharp. But, Jay, I'm giving you all the blessings with the play. Let's dominate. Skee?
I told you how I feel about the Pacers. How I feel about the Warriors. I'm not betting against them, bro. I'm not doing it. I don't feel comfortable. They can come back and win any game. They can blow any team out. In this game, I hear the reasons you guys like Dallas. That's cool. The reason I don't like Dallas is just Golden State's a little bit more rested. I think it's Dallas' 3rd game in 4 nights. They've been playing well, though. They won 3 games in a row. I'm not going to take the side. I'm going to leave the side alone. But I think the total is going in the wrong direction. It's gone up about 4 points. Dallas playing at the slowest pace in the league the last 5 games. Golden State is 24th, both top 10 defensive rated teams during that same span. And, no Porzingis, right? Golden State, they're, if not the best, one of the best defensive teams in the league. All they got to do is focus in on Luka. I think it's a lower scoring game, and I would probably lean towards the other side in Golden State.
Yeah, I do lean the under as well, guys. The Mavs have covered 8 of the past 10 in this series. They won 6 out of the last 7 games between the Warriors, guys. So nothing is guaranteed. This is the absolute fish special of the day. The line looks low. Everyone likes the Warriors. Anything can happen, guys, but I will take the Mavericks today plus the 6. Like I say, personal bet. I'm not even telling anyone to take this. You could even say I'm betting with my heart. It's my hometown team. I'm taking it. I think we win the game. You guys do not have to tell me. Mavs plus 6. Unofficially official for myself. Let's cash itself. Let's get to it, man. Let's go to the street. I understand no one likes it. Let's do it. We're going to the streets of Milwaukee here, man. We got the Bucks laying 7.5 versus the Raptors. Don't look now, but the Raptors have played the Bucks really nice in past meetings here. You do have a revenge game, though. Last time the Bucks were on the back. It's crazy because now they're catching the Raptors in the exact same situation they were in. The Bucks were in a back-to-back. They went to Toronto, ended up resting Giannis at the last minute. Literally last minute. Now you come back full squad other than Pat Connaughton, and someone else is out as well. I'll get that info for you, but still main key guys in there. Shark, what do you think? Is it too many points to lay against this hot Raptors team right now?
I think it's going to be sharp. I don't like this game at all. As you said, Toronto has competed very well against Milwaukee. Toronto has also competed very well on the back end of back-to-backs. I believe they have the best ATS efficiency rate in the league in this environment. One specific game I really don't like, 131-129 Brooklyn on a similar figure where Toronto came out with energy. They played the whole game. They went to overtime and they covered the spread. Of course, you do get a Milwaukee revenge game. Milwaukee did lay down in Toronto going back about a month, but Giannis did not play in that game. Giannis obviously came back last game against Detroit, and they laid down one of their worst losses of the year. So you'd like to buy Milwaukee in a revenge game. You'd like to buy Milwaukee because they just lost to Detroit and they should bounce back. But again, looking at the other side of this game, Toronto is just a tough fade in this environment. They're not an auto fade in fatigue spots at all. I think it's a sharp line. It's no play for me. Skee?
Yeah, I'll leave the side alone. Both teams kind of been winning and covering, and I kind of just want to stay out the way of this game from the side perspective. But from the total, both teams, once again, top 10 in pace here. Milwaukee, the number 1 offensive rated team in the league. It's tough. I mean, I look at last 2 weeks for both of these teams. They're 12-2 or 11-2 to the over as well. And during this span, my bad, I think the games were averaging for the Bucks 231.5, for the Raptors 227.8, and they're both higher than the total we have for this game. So I think I like this one up and over.
It's Grayson Allen. Grayson Allen and Pat Connaughton are out. Nora and Semi Ojeleye are a game time decision here. And that's the one thing that I forgot to say. Bucks coming off their worst loss. And it's crazy. It's a mob game for the Bucks. I'm telling you this right now. This isn't the first time we've seen it. They laid 18 versus the KD and Kyrie. Everybody lists Nets in the bubble and lost outright. Like there's a trend going with the Bucks. They lose those super high spreads. I don't care. I think it's backroom conversation. That's a whole nother conversation. But this is a bounce back game at the house as well, coming off your worst loss of the season. Bucks, the only way I can look in this. I know the Raptors been absolute hot, but this revenge game, I don't know. I got a crazy feeling about this one. I'm not betting the game. I could definitely see it going either way. Let's go to the streets of Minnesota here, my guys. We got the guys back. We got Russell. We got Karl Anthony Towns. They're back, guys. They are. Timberwolves need to stack up some wins here. This is the first game of home. They play in OKC on Friday, but I think it's going to be a Smack City spot, guys, to be honest with you. I like the Timberwolves here. I know that Dort isn't playing for OKC, but they do get SJ in there. I like Timberwolves. I like Timberwolves team total over, and I like the over in this game. When you get Russell in there, things literally the switch flips, guys. Shark, you know what I'm talking about. The pace heightens and fastens everything. The Timberwolves literally just get this sense of urgency, like, all right, let's fucking turn up here at the house. I think they're gonna win by double digits. I think they're gonna put up 120 points on this Thunder team tonight here, Shark. Like the Timberwolves team total over and the over here.
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree. I didn't go super deep into this game because I was waiting on rosters. I'm going to look at this a little bit more officially this afternoon. I'll come on and let you guys know if I'm playing this. The official side would be – the lean would be Minnesota, though, without question. Of course, you go back. One of the most noteworthy points on these type of lines I think you can cross-reference with. I bring you to a game Oklahoma City played in Memphis, 152-79, the biggest blowout in NBA history. When the Thunder can lay down on the road, they can do it in historical proportions. And as Jay said, pretty much the entire season for Minnesota has been defined whether or not D'Angelo Russell plays, people would be a little surprised by that. They would say, no, it's Towns. It's Russell. He makes their flow go. He makes their pace go. I think he's a low-key decent leader in that locker room. Karl-Anthony Towns obviously noted for being a little enigmatic within the group. The lean would be Minnesota. I'm going to go deeper this afternoon, and I will report back. Skee?
Let me ask you guys real quick, just because I'm not sure. Do you know how long Russell has been out?
They've been out for a little while. They've actually cleared health and safety protocols a couple of games ago, and they held him out so they can practice and recondition.
Yeah. Well, the reason I ask, I look at Minnesota. A lot of how I cap is how teams are doing recently. And so last 5 game stats, I want to know if he's been out all of these 5 games. But both teams, bottom 10 offensive rated teams and top 10 defensive rated teams in that 5 game span. They are both playing faster than I would like, but I don't see it. The Thunder games are averaging 206 points the last 2 weeks. 206. And you got to get over 216.5. Like,
Skee,
I don't know.
That's one thing about looking at the past 5 games. When you have a couple of players that were as big as Cat and Russell, you throw out every single number that you just saw for the Timberwolves. Without Russell and without Karl-Anthony Towns, they are a dead under team. Defensive starting lineup. I know this, guys. It's a couple of teams I'm starting to follow really closely, and I know the spots like the Clippers and the Timberwolves. When they get their guys back, and this is a home game as well, they about to turn the fuck up. Russell, he is there. They look at this, Skee. They get their worst defender back and their best offensive guy. You can't tell me that doesn't go. And the pace will skyrocket today with Karl-Anthony Towns and Russell. These motherfuckers sometimes shoot with 20 seconds left on the shot clock. Like, literally, and they're happy with it. These guys going to be running and gunning tonight. Now, for the Thunder, I'm going to tell you why I like the over. There's no Lou Dort. You have all your better offensive players in there. You get Man back. You got Giddey in there. You got SGA. He's not on the injury report. So you're going to have that offense coming from OKC, but you're also going to have the main guys for the T-Wolves back. The pace will be there. This game is going over. I know that Thunder are one of the best under teams. They will get over 100 points tonight. They will get over 105. This game is going over 216 official play. I took it at 210.5. I knew this shit was going to shoot up. I'm going official over 216, bro. I low-key love this fucking play, to be honest with you. And I'm not even a total guy.
Jay,
just one comment.
Go ahead, Shark.
Just one comment on that. That game that I referenced where Oklahoma City got absolutely hammered, they gave up 152 points. Just remember that. When this team lays down on the road, they lay down defensively, and teams can just run on them for all 4 quarters. Anyway, Skee, what were you saying?
It's all good. We don't got to agree on everything. It makes for good content when you have different angles. But, what I'm looking at here, 23 and 14 as far as road splits for OKC, home splits for Minnesota to the under. I look at, you need 2 teams to push it over. I get Minnesota side. I agree with everything you're saying, but OKC, they're not scoring like that. And they are playing a little bit of defense. So that's just how I feel, bro.
No, I got you. Just guys, watch out for Giddey tonight. He may go, in all honesty, I never take props when I'm on the other side. Giddey will likely go not for a triple double, but he'll cash his points, rebounds, assists, guys. If you're watching Giddey, he's passing the ball, he's rebounding, and he's scoring points. I don't even know the number. Josh Giddey will go over his points, rebounds, assists, guys, and the Thunder will proceed to get smacked up as well. Let's go to the next game here. Let's go to the Nuggets. Let's go. We've hit the dispensary. You dig what I'm saying? I don't even know if I can say that anymore, man. But we got the Nuggets here at the house, the home underdog. There's a ton of guys on the injury report here, Shark, for the Jazz. Some key guys. Gobert is questionable, game time decision. What are we doing? Joe Ingles is out for sure. Whiteside, game time decision. Royce O'Neal, game time decision. Gobert, GTD. Bogdanovich. Gobert and Bogdanovich are huge, if you ask me. I'm even seeing Donovan Mitchell game time decision, but I'm pretty sure he's going to play. What are we doing here, Shark? Do you think that why do the Jazz have all these guys on the injury report? Do you think it's a Nugget spot, Jazz spot? What are we doing?
This is tough. This is just a game I'm running so far from, to be perfectly honest. If you look at the first game this year, it was -7.5 Denver. Utah. They did cover 122, 110. It got there late. But again, we talk about line functionality. It's opened up at 4.5. When you're 7.5 at home and it comes in at 4.5 on the road, that is stock razor sharp movement. I think this game could be right on the line. And we talked about this the last 2 nights with the Pelicans games, particularly the one against the Jazz. Same thing the Jazz did on the road against the Pelicans. They laid 10 points. They won by 11. I think we're getting into an environment right now. And of course, we talk about this across 82 games. Sometimes there's exploitability with certain teams. They're unadjusted. They are very well adjusted right now on the road, particularly. I think this game is going to hover right around it. And of course, Denver coming off a trip, been lackluster. This game really could go either way for me.
Denver has had a lot of questionable effort in their games, and that makes me, not really want to put my money on them. But why is everybody on the injury report, Jay? That's what you said. I think, they finally dealing with some COVID issues. Joe Ingles got it. Now they got to, they got to test everybody. You might get some other guys out tonight, just COVID health and safety protocol. So just for that reason, not knowing who's going to be in, who's going to be out. I do look at the last 5 game sets. Denver, top 5 rebound percentage defensive team. I'll take the points with Denver at the house.
Yeah, no, I'm with you, Skee. I'll be honest. This is one, guys, you may want to watch the injury report. Any one of those starters, this is literally the game because, the Jazz on the road, they lean on their defense. If Gobert is not out there, it's not going to be good. Gobert may be one of the I know some people don't like him and don't think he's going to be doesn't like him being defensive player of the year. He's one of the single most important players to a team. Look at the Cavs without Jared Allen, right? You can score on him, and when he's in, you can't. It's the same thing with the Jazz. Gobert just hangs out in the paint. You can't get nothing on me. Simple. Without him to bang with Jokic, and if you possibly get Bogdanovich out too, it's going to be tough. So it is a tough spot for the Nuggets. They have some injuries as well. But with the question marks for the Jazz, huge question marks, I can only look towards the Nuggets in this one. I wouldn't suggest betting this game right now, but a couple guys out, you may see the Nuggets close as a favorite in this one, guys. So, and this game with Nuggets versus Utah is always a big series. Ever since the playoff series with them a couple years ago, this has been a huge rivalry with them. So I can see the Nuggets definitely taking this game serious here, man. Let's go to the streets.
Hey, real quick, Jay.
Go ahead.
Gobert, he get too much love on his defense stuff, man.
He's the anchor of their defense.
But I'm just saying, as far as defensive player of the year type deal, because he's not defending nobody. When I saw him guarding Jokic, he was waving people off. He was getting 8 the whole game. Jokic telling him, bro, I got 47, dog. You better get some help. Gobert is not like that individual defense.
You know what? When they look at on and off the floor type shit like this, you see what I'm saying? So it matters about how do you mean to your whole team defense. When you look at that, Gobert is obviously one of the most important players. He won't get it every year, but I agree with that. They do need to do it maybe positionally. The best big man defender and as far as blocks or whatever, then the best perimeter defender, because it's definitely 2 different things. Obviously, Gobert, his big foot ass, he can't move his feet like that. He can't keep up with Jokic. But down there in the paint, as far as defending the rim, he's probably him and Jared Allen are the best rim defenders out there. It's just pretty much that simple. So a lot of different metrics they use. Who fucking knows, man? But let's go to the streets of Portland here, guys. Official play. I'm taking the Heat. I took him at -1. I'll go official with -2. I think both teams have a ton of injuries here, right? I know the Heat, they're on the West Coast, a late night game, all this stuff. I know the Blazers coming off a win, and they actually may play a little bit better without Dame, but Simons is not going off for 9 threes again. I know his father or grandfather passed away, RIP, all this. He channeled some energy. He said his grandfather took over his body. I think grandfather left. Now back to reality for Simons here. Heat about to smack these guys up. They got PJ Tucker back. I think they're going to get Struss back tonight. The socks are on. The buy jacket is on for the Mavs. The buy socks are on for the Heat, guys. I'm liking the Heat here to win this game here, Sharp.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. It's unfortunate when you lose your grandfather, and RIP to the man. It's also unfortunate when pro athletes have such a higher level they can go to that they never go to unless something apocalyptic happens in their life. That is an insane snapshot to pro athletes. We talk about this all the time, Jay, just coasting the season. So this guy, his grandfather's in his body now. He becomes a superhuman. He could turn up like this 82 games. He's very capable of it, but he just doesn't. That's crazy to me that he just found something that's so out of body like that. Unbelievable. But that being said, he did burn me out. Of course, I had the Hawks the other night. The Hawks just laid down. One snapshot point that I meant to mention earlier, but this is a good point now. 6 out of the 10 games tonight are teams that have not played each other yet this season. And Jay and I were discussing this off the record last night a little bit. The league calendar has reset almost like it was in the beginning of the season, where now teams are going to play each other in clusters 3 or 4 times that have not played each other yet. So we're kind of in the second window of scheduling here, and therefore we are a little bit data deficient. I've obviously been doing very well with capping. I didn't do so well in October when I was data deficient. And then when I saw revenge matchups in close windows and schedule scaling, I was able to really dominate. I think it's going to get really good again from January 15th through April 1st. This is a bit of a reset period. That being said, they haven't played this year. This is a revenge game for Portland. Portland had lost, 5 in a row coming to the Atlanta game. Miami's on an L2. This is very similar to the Brooklyn-Indiana game where teams are both coming off of loss sequences coming in. I have no side in this game. I couldn't talk you off it, but I have nothing official here. Skee?
I don't have a lot in this game. I'm gonna just tell you right now, I don't feel strong about it. But what I look at is Miami 3rd game in 4 nights, Portland 2nd game in 5, and you guys know which one I prefer. So that's all I'll say.
Gotcha. Yeah, they still without a ton of guys. They got Nurkic back. Now Larry Nance Jr. is doubtful in this game, guys. So ton of guys. You look at, I'll be honest, this Heat team is decimated. This isn't really the real Heat. But when they got Lowry back, I know they lost Butler. Yurt 7 is balling out of control right now. So I like that up against Nurkic. You got Lowry, you got Hero, got PJ Tucker. You see what I'm saying? They get Strauss back tonight. Kyle Guy is playing for a contract. Sometimes you want to notice some of these guys, these 10-day contracts. This is your chance to make the NBA. You got a baby. See what I'm saying? Hey, you got to take care of your family, man. Kyle Guy is actually, he may go off tonight here versus this Blazers team. They still got some guys over there, but give me the Heat in this one. I'll go official with -2, my guys. I'll go official with Heat -2. Rest disadvantage, all this. They're definitely the better team. And another thing we missed in the Hawks game, the Hawks had lost their coach as well. So Billups came back. It was their first game of the year. They want to start off right. Simon's hot, all this. Now we have the coaching advantage, a much more hard-nosed team in the Heat, off 2 straight losses. They don't have the rest advantage, but they're off losses, and they never like to lose a game. They're winning tonight. Finna smack these Blazers up. I got the Heat on right now, to be honest with you. Let's cash, my guys. Last game up, we got the Kings. We're going to streets of Sacramento here. The Hawks almost had made the Sox here, Shark, but I would have liked the Kings to win that game last night. You see what I'm saying? We need them to be on the emotional letdown, and it still could possibly be one. They gave everything they had in there with Shark, if you ask me. It's Hawks or nothing for me in this one. There's another thing. There was some bullshit last game. They rested Cam Reddish as well. Hopefully they get them back tonight. If they get Reddish back tonight, they're still without their coach. It's still Hawks or nothing for me here, Shark.
Yeah, this is a toss. I think the line speaks to it. -1. I would say Hawks are nothing too. Of course, you never want to run from a good idea, which is theoretically that Atlanta should catch some wind here. Of course, they did lay down the last game. You said without their coach, Portland just found some just out of body type of energy. That's not necessarily going to repeat itself tonight with the Kings coming in here on a road home back-to-back. The Kings are 0-3 in back-to-backs last 3. They did start the season 2-0. I'm a little bit worried at one point. They did cover at Utah early season, and they came back and beat the Pelicans. Pelicans and Hawks, both out of division type of games, younger rosters, whatever. Last year, Atlanta did hammer them at home and lose 110-108 in Sacramento. The line is speaking to an over here, but I do have a sneaky feeling this could be a contaminated total, again, to what I was talking about, the Kings' 3-point volatility. They shot the ball very well last night in LA. This is definitely an overpace spot, but this could be a loss just due to the fact I don't think they're going to shoot very well. If I had to take a free play, I would take Atlanta, but I'm not doing anything official here. Skee?
It's Skee, real quick. Unfortunately, some of these, I remember seeing Trae Young as his game time here as well. I don't know why he went off for 56 points last game. Reddish game time decision, Trae Young game time decision. Obviously, Bogdanovich and Collins still out here, so it's tough to really even have a real opinion on this one, especially if Trae Young doesn't play. He's the team right now. What are we doing, Skee?
Yeah, they need Trae Young for sure. I don't even care about all the other filler guys. If we got Trae Young and Capella, they can get some offense going. But I would lean Atlanta, but they're not good on the road, man. They don't win. They don't have a winning record. They don't cover. They are the more rested team. 2nd game in 5 nights versus 3rd and 4 nights for Sacramento. So that's why I lean that way. And what you said about the pace, Shark, just looking at the numbers, surprisingly, last 5 games, Sacramento 23rd in pace, Atlanta 19th in pace. So they're not playing that fast, but neither team is playing defense. It's always tough for me personally to bet Sacramento games under, but they're more of an under team at the house. On the second of a back-to-back, 5 of their 7 games have gone under. So maybe it goes that way. But if you don't know by now, the real play in this game, you should already know. You should have already bet it. It's been doing nothing but putting money in your pocket. I should have had a jersey on for the show. Tyrese Halliburton assist over, man, until it stopped. He's the best playmaker on the team. He could
Mhm.
have had 12, 13, 14 assists last night. Nobody was finishing, but he's been getting it like clockwork. He's cashed. It's 9.5 today. They are raising it little by little. He's cashed 9.5. I think that's going to be 8 of the last 11 games. So I like it, and it's plus money. It was plus 112. If it drops to 8.5, he's cashed that. I think now 10 of the last 11 or something like that. So if it drops, I'll take it again. Give me Halliburton today.
Gotcha. I couldn't talk you off. Yeah, I've been paying attention to that one as well. I'm a firm believer that they should trade Fox away and have Halliburton running the show with Davion Mitchell off the bench. Halliburton is, like you say, the best playmaker on the team. He's the best point guard on the team. What are we doing now? One key thing here, Trae Young is the same thing in Portland as well. I don't think Trae Young has never won in Portland. That's actually pretty crazy. He's never won in Sacramento as well. When I'll go back and look at it, Fox always has a big game, and I think those guys were traded. Those were drafted around the same time as well. So Fox probably saying, you know what? No, I'm better than you. Maybe you want to look at De'Aaron Fox points tonight. He goes off every single time they played the Hawks. And like I say, they won 5 out of the last 6 as well while Trae has been there. So maybe there's something covered 5 out of 6 as well. The Kings low-key own the Hawks when he's going up against Trae Young. So just something to watch there. It's still Hawks or none for me here. Unfortunately, without their coach. Got a lot of ambiguity right now with the roster here, but that's it, man. That's the show today, guys. Let's get to the official plays, and then we got to play some commercials, pay some bills, my guys. Shark, break them off with your officials.
Absolutely. 2 top plays, January 5th, 2022. Buy hat is engaged. First half, minus 5.5, traveling to Orlando. Blew them out in the same situation last year. Orlando off trips, coming home, does not come out well in the first half at all. Second play, Charlotte minus 9.5. My first 2-unit play of the year. Great spot fading Detroit off a dub 2. Their first divisional win against Milwaukee in forever. Charlotte off an L2 and the lines all over it. Detailed in the first portion of the show. Thanks for watching, guys. An amazing opportunity to dominate. Skee Prophet, officials, and Jake, close them out.
Well, I just want to say, I've been doing pretty well lately. In association, 107 and 71. My last 78 plays, a little bit over 60%. I have a promo code for you guys. You can get 3 days at everything that I bet for $19. It's pretty much $50 off. All you gotta do is use promo code Skee19 at WagerTalk. And for my official play on the show, you guys should know already, man. Halliburton, get that plus money.
You got to get you a jersey on, Skee. You got to get you a jersey, my guy. Heat minus 1.5, -2 for me. Top play of the day, my guys. I'm also going to take the Timberwolves. Like I say, these other. I like to go with one top play. You see what I'm saying? If you want to follow me personally, I'm also taking the Timberwolves and the over in their game, over 215.5, 216. I'm also taking the Mavs plus the 6, guys. Like I say, those are personal plays. One top official. Give me the Heat, my guys. I got the Heat on right now. We finna cash. Pay attention to this commercial, my guys, before we get up out of here.
Have you checked out all the new handicappers at WagerTalk? If not, here's your chance. You can take 50% off your first daily or 3-day all-access purchase at WagerTalk using coupon code TRYWT. Our new roster of experts is 30 deep, covering sports from all around the world, giving you tons of options to choose from. All you have to do to redeem this offer is go to WagerTalk.com, choose a handicapper of your choice, and use coupon code TRYWT at checkout, saving 50% on your first purchase.
Let's get it, my guys. Go and hit that promo code TRYWT, man, to get 50% off them packages. We appreciate everybody for tuning in. That's the show today. Let's get some cash. Go and follow us on Twitter at JMoneyIsMoney, at Skee Prophet, at Sharks and Sports. We out, my guys. 700 people live watching. Hit the like button, subscribe. Let's go. We out.